5 years ago, my wife Jennifer and I were invited to speak at a real estate investing conference. And this is really cool because it's the first time that I got to go on stage and speak and work with my wife. We're working together as a husband and wife. And that's where we met Lamborghini Boy. He was there flashing his Rolex and he was telling us about these huge development projects he was doing in Chicago. And I wanted in. I thought this is a fantastic opportunity. And so 2 weeks later, I'm sitting at the dining room table talking with Jennifer, about to sign the paperwork to get in on the deal. And Jennifer says, I don't know, Nate, you don't really know this guy. You don't really know development. Are you sure you want to do this? Jennifer, we've been investing for 7 years. We got this. This is what we need to grow to the next level. Absolutely, we want to do this. 6 months later, I get a phone call from Lamborghini Boy's partner. Lamborghini's Boy partner says, Nate, we got trouble on the project. You got to jump ship right now. What do you mean trouble? There's no way that I'm jumping ship. Are you kidding me? What am I going to do now? No, absolutely not. I've got everything invested into this. There's no way that I'm jumping ship. There's no way I'm pulling out. I will do everything I have to do to make this project work. And that's why 3 months later, I've sold our sailboat. I've sold almost all of our rental properties that we had been acquiring. I'm ripping Jennifer and our then 2-year-old son, Bianco, away from our house next to the lake in Minnesota. And we're ripping them away and packing bags in the back of the car to move to Chicago so we can be next to this project and get this project done. I'm going to do whatever it takes to finish this project, absolutely whatever. And I did. I finished the projects, except now I'm totally broke. Broke where I had to ask Jennifer to start cleaning houses to help pay for the bills. Broke where I had to do the one thing that I never thought that I would do in 1,000 years, and I filed bankruptcy. Now, I immediately got back to work. I started hustling as much as I possibly could. I found this guy on social media doing something interesting with real estate, and I started modeling what he was doing. And the next thing I know, I found us with $40,000 in our bank account. Now, for this was like getting water in the desert for the first time. And so I kept doing it. I kept pushing really, really hard. And next thing I know, fast forward 6 months, we've hit $500,000 in revenue. Is this even real? And within a year, we hit $1 million in revenue. Now, I'm still tithing. I'm still working out of our spare bedroom as the office. Jennifer and I are sharing a car, 1-car family. We're doing everything that we possibly can to still be responsible stewards of what God has given us. And then I get a phone call. After I'm reading through some emails, this phone rings and it turns out to be my bankruptcy attorney. And he says, Nate, you got problems. I'm like, what's that? He said, well, the trustee doesn't believe that anyone can go from 0 to $500,000, yet alone $1 million in revenue in such a short window. And I said, well, just show them all the truth. Just show them all the financial documents. I've got all of them. I got everything here to show them all. And he said, Nate, it doesn't work like that. The way that this works is what they can convince the judge is what will stand. The truth doesn't always matter in the court of law. They put me through depositions. They even deposed my own bookkeeper. Months and months of financial review. I'm freaking out. If I lose this thing, literally, they could put me in jail. Bottom line. I turned to my mother-in-law who runs a prayer group. She runs it on a broadcast. She does it on Zoom, kind of like this right here. And it's with 50 plus mothers and fathers from around the globe. And so she has us on and they pray for us 1 week and they pray for us the next week and the next week and the next week. And then I get a call from my attorney and he says, Nate, they totally dismissed the case. This is the first time in the state history where this trustee has completely dismissed a case before it even gets to the judge. Hallelujah. Praise the Lord. This is a Wisconsin state record, let alone our family, what it did for us. This completely freed us. This liberated us. This cleared our good names. It allowed us to step forward and keep doing what we were already doing. Now, I've been on both sides of the fence. I've been the person that has had to fire sale properties, a lot of them. My wife and I were blessed to stack up a lot of rental properties. And then when this all happened, we had to liquidate all of them. I know what it's like. I've also been the person on the other side of the fence where I'm at today, where I'm helping sellers transition out of their properties. And yes, even though we're in this hot real estate market like we're in right now, there are still a lot of sellers that absolutely need your help right here, right now. And what I'm going to go through is I want to go through over the next 5 days and show you how to work with those sellers, show you how to bring those deals either to buyers or let you keep them for yourself to do whatever you plan to do with that property. Okay. There's a lot of different things that we can do. What I want to do right here is I want to show you this in real life, like the way that this actually works. So I'm going to bring up on my screen and I'm going to show you, I want to introduce to you in some aspects, a woman named Cynthia. Cynthia, she's become close to me. She was a seller. I lived in Wisconsin when we bought this property, and she lived in Nashville, Tennessee. And we run ads in a few different markets and we work a few different markets. And so Cynthia calls me one day and says, "Hey, Nate, I really need to sell. I saw your ad. Can you guys help?" And I said, "Probably. Tell me the situation. Let's dig in here." And then she explains to me everything. And she says, "I'm getting foreclosed on. I haven't made payments in a long time. I don't qualify for any of like the whole COVID relief stuff. And I'm going to lose all of the equity in my property." And I said, "Well, send me over the documents." And she's like, "The more I think about this, it's probably already too late. They already sent the final notice. But if you can help, that'd be great." And I go through the documents, and it's 18 days from the day she called me till the day that she is going to lose everything. 18 days. So I call her back and I'm like, "We got to move fast. If we're going to do this, we got to move fast." I tried before this, by the way, I tried referring her to a realtor, but then that's when I read the docs and there was just no time to refer her to a realtor. So I say, "Okay, I'm going to call the lender." I call the lender, try to buy more time. Turns out the lender is her big sister. Her big sister's foreclosing on little sister. Big sister doesn't like little sister because she married the wrong guy. And by the way, a wrong guy just died last fall. Now we're dealing with a seller that's not only a widow with kids, but she's in the middle of the worst foreclosure family feud that I've ever heard of in my life. So I dig in, try to work with the lender. Lender stonewalls me. This is big evil sister. So I have to do one of those moves. You've probably seen it in sports like football, where they call it an end around. It's a trick play where the end sneaks back around and they give the ball at the end and then he takes off up the sidelines. We do an end around. I send in another investor friend of mine to talk to the lender because the lender doesn't want to talk to me anymore because she knows I'm helping little sister. So we do the end around, the trick play, and we end up doing this. What you see on your screen right now is 2 copies of settlement statements. They used to call these HUDs, but it's the purchase side and it's the resale side. And on this, what happened is a couple days before closing, Cynthia calls me and says, "Nate, I know that I'm toast, but I so appreciate everything that you and your team have done. I know you've worked really hard on this. I just wanted to acknowledge that." And I said, "Cynthia, stay in faith. Pray, stay in faith." Then I call her on closing day and I say, "Cynthia, why don't you head down to the title company? They have something there for you." Totally surprised her. She wasn't expecting this. And on the settlement statement, I apologize, it's so small. I'll blow it up here. But on the settlement statement, right here, you can see blowing up a little bit. This is a check written to her for $15,000. That's the majority of the pie, so to speak, in this whole deal. She had no idea that this was coming. And so she calls me after she gets it. "Is this real?" And I said, "Yeah, it's real. You go take that check. You take care of your family." She was so ecstatic, so happy. And I stay in contact with her to this day. And I had the privilege of reconnecting with her again recently. And on the recent one, we did something that she wasn't expecting at all. And this is my son, by the way, Bianco. Bianco gave her this check, this giant check for $5,000 for her kids. She got 5 kids and we wanted to do something nice. It wasn't us, by the way. God touched our hearts to want to do this. And we surprised her. And then this is her face. She was like completely blown away. She ended up crying and telling them the whole story. And anyways, I share this with you because this whole world of real estate investing, it doesn't have to be this shark type world where sharks are out there and screwing people over and hurting people. No, not at all. Not on my watch. The way that we can do this and make ethical profits, especially right now in the middle of this whole thing that we're in, this is the time for people like you and I to really shine. This is the time for us to step up and really help these sellers. Okay. Here's the thing. I'm going to do this. I want you guys to be prepared for the next 5 days during this challenge. Okay. For the next 5 days, what we're going to do is this. I'm going to actually zoom over here so that we can see full screen now. For the next 5 days, I want you to know what you're getting into. Okay. I want you to be playing full out. Now, I've had the blessing and privilege of doing this whole, a couple things that I'm known for is real estate stuff, but also I'm known for social media marketing. And I've had the blessing and privilege of doing this stuff for people like Ron LeGrand, for people like Lou Brown. These are like titans of the whole real estate investing world. They refer hundreds and hundreds of students to us to help them as well. I got to run their ads personally. Okay. I've even been blessed to get help myself from some of the best people in the marketing industry, like a guy named Frank Kern. He helped me so much. And we were in his Inner Circle mentorship program for a long time to make sure that we really dialed this stuff in. Okay, so the next 5 days in your business, this is really takeoff time. You're not here for another good idea or good trick. You're here because you want shifts in your business that will shift for both you and your family. Okay. I had to start today. I know it's Sunday, it's God's day, but I had to get started today because I want to really prep us for this so that we can take off. When tomorrow hits, tomorrow morning at 9:30 a.m. Central Standard Time, I want to make sure that all of us are buckled up and ready to rock this thing. Notepads out, ready to rock, because we're actually going to be doing physical stuff to make a flip happen. Okay. One of our VIPs, I'll talk to you more about this in a moment, but one of our VIPs, we're going to select their market and we're going to work that market together for the next 5 days. And we're going to flip a house. We're going to show you this. Okay. God willing. We didn't stage anything. We didn't make any pre-phone calls. I don't even know what market it is yet. I don't know because they're still taking VIP applicants right now. So we're going to do that together though. I want to show you that this stuff actually works. Okay. So let me prepare you for that. How do I create a business? I want you to ask yourself this, okay? How do I create a business that brings in consistent deals? I'm not talking about onesies and twosies. Those aren't enough to make real estate investing a full-time thing. They aren't enough to take your family to the spot that you want to take them in life. You can't do it off onesies and twosies or referrals and things like that. You have to have a strategy that brings in consistent deals. How do I create that business? Okay. I'm not here to give you a bunch of knowledge and overload you with techniques and tactics that don't work or they worked years ago. I'm going to show you one simple thing, and I'm also going to challenge you. I'm going to push you to be your best during this next 5 days, okay? For those of you that I have not yet had the opportunity to meet, my name is Nate Armstrong, okay? After getting my butt kicked in the story that I just shared with you, God gave me a chance to start a company called Home Invest. Home Invest did some pretty cool things. In a few short years, we literally went from zero, had no venture capital funding, no funding for anybody else. We created it out of thin air, went from zero to the 342nd fastest growing company in the country. We won an Inc. 500 award. It's all national publications. You can see that stuff. But the next 5 days is not about me at all. It's about you. And that's the way that we've designed this. It's completely about you. I want you to commit to being here to learn. I want you to commit to being authentic, making authentic connections with other people. When you see posts from your fellow peers inside the Facebook group, I want you to share with love comments on them. I want you to like their stuff, really share from the heart and connect with these people. I have some students that are in this challenge right here, right now, that I've been working with for well over a year. Okay. I've also got folks that are brand new. And maybe that's you. Maybe we've never met before. I'm looking forward to it either way, but I want you to play full out, okay? What will your real estate business be known for is the next question that I want you to ask yourself. What do you want to be known for? Do you want to work with people like Cynthia? Do you want to work with probate sellers, people that are maybe inheriting the house from mom or dad after they pass? Do you want to work with landlord sellers, landlords that really need your help, especially because of this whole situation that we're in right now and tenants not paying rent and things like that? Okay. Here, I want you to know deep down what your values are. And I'm going to share mine with you. Okay. My values go like this. They're the 7 F's. My family and I rock these values together. Okay. Number one is faith in God. That's number one, first and foremost for us. Okay. The second one is family. Okay. The way that my life works is that God's first, family second, and then all this work stuff that we do, it comes next. But this work stuff is really, it's just fuel for us to do what our greater purpose is. Okay. The next one's friends. We like to have friends of the right mindset. I like to have friends with people in a community like this. I don't want to have friends with people that are completely plugged into the news 24/7 right now, because that stuff is all designed to suck you away from life and follow their narrative. So no, I don't roll with those people. I roll with people like this, people that are in this kind of community, that are like-minded, that are doing things to help the world and make profit at the same time. Okay. The next one is fun. We like to have fun. Right now, as a matter of fact, we just moved. We just moved from Wisconsin back to Florida. This is where my wife belongs. She likes warm, tropical type weather. And right now we close on a house literally tomorrow. That's right over there. So I'm not in a house yet, but we will be tomorrow, maybe Tuesday. You'll see it during the whole transition. We're going to transfer over to that new house. But fun is part of it. And so we're in Florida for our fun. Okay. Good weather, enjoyment, things like that. The next thing that's important to us is fitness. We like to keep our bodies and our minds nice and healthy so that we can do more than the average person. Fuel is a big part of it. Drink a ton of water, things like that. And then fulfillment. Like when we got a chance to go meet Cynthia in person and give her that check for her kids, it was much bigger. It wasn't us. We got to fulfill, as being good stewards of God's property, we got to fulfill on something that was much bigger. I have no idea what God has in store for that money, but it was so cool to be part of that experience and watch her. Okay. So fulfillment is a big part of this too. So I just want to make sure that you know what your values are too. We're going to have a good time here. We're going to crack some jokes. We're also going to be talking about making money. And I hope that everyone's comfortable with that, because in this day and age, even if you go through the Bible and read the subtext, our pastor was talking about this morning. If you get a copy of the New Testament that has the red titles in it, some of the words and the verses that are written in red, 1 out of 4 that are in red are talking about money. Money, sometimes people quote that as like, is the root of all evil? No. It's idolatry. It's when someone idolizes money. If money becomes the idol instead of the right priorities in life, then of course it can be bad. Of course it can be evil. But right now, money is fuel. It fuels the things that are important to us. So we're going to talk about money. We're going to talk about making money on these transactions, because I want that for you. I want that for your family. Okay. Here's a couple rules though. As we're going through this stuff, there's no pitching to other people. People don't want to be pitched here. People came here to learn. People came here to spend the next 5 days transforming their real estate business and transforming their lives. So I don't want people pitching, dropping links, or DMing people. And if you do any of that kind of stuff, it really just makes you look silly. Okay. If someone does try to pitch you or drops DMs to you, just report it to us. You can reply to any of the emails that we've sent, or you can hit up Melissa inside the Facebook group. She's our admin. And then just let us know, and then we'll take that person out of the group, because there's no tolerance for that kind of stuff around here. Okay. We have right now for us too, we have a lot of prizes that we're going to start giving away tomorrow. Tomorrow's the first one. I want to make sure that everybody is like qualified and registered for that. If you're watching this streamed in a different location outside of our private Facebook group, especially, you got to come over to the right Facebook group. Okay. So here's what I want you to do. You can text the word FLIP, F-I-L-P. And if you haven't done this yet, even if you are in the right Facebook group, if you haven't texted this in yet, these are the things that you need to do to be qualified to win the prizes. Okay. So you got to text the word FLIP to 941-265-8700. That's 941-265-8700. That's going to let you get onto the text list so that when we're sending out homework and PDFs and things like that, that you've got access to those. So make sure you do that. Okay. The second thing is, if you haven't registered at 5dayflipformula.com, then we don't know that you exist yet. We can't email you the homework. We can't email you the PDFs. We can't do any of that stuff. So make sure you go to 5dayflipformula.com. Now, once you've done that and you're participating with us, then you're eligible for the prizes we're going to give away. Let me tell you about a couple of them. Number one, we have an SMB masterclass called Buyers on Demand. Anybody out there right now, just drop in the comments if you're looking for help getting more buyers right now. Drop that in the comment. Just type buyers. If you don't know, if you're not making maximum profit on each deal, if you don't know who your best buyer is, because there is a best, it's not just the first one that calls you. Your best buyer pays you the most, and they are the least hassle to work with. They want to work with you. They do everything that's supposed to happen. Okay. We're going to give away a masterclass on that. This is a masterclass that the folks that have it right now, no one there is paid less than $5,000 to be part of that group. No one there. And that masterclass we're going to give away. It's one of the prizes this week. Okay. The next one. How about right now, if you got Zillow in your market right now buying houses, can you type the word Zillow in the chat? Who's got Zillow buying houses, or one of the other iBuyers buying houses in your market right now? If you got one of those, just type it over in the chat. So we've got a training that we just did for our private client group. These are the folks that in their business, they invest $36,000+ in their business. And we just did a training for them on how they can pick up the breadcrumbs that Zillow is leaving behind. And it's massive. Zillow is making so many offers to thousands and thousands of people in every single market, and they're buying very few houses relative to what they're actually offering. So what it's created is a whole bunch of homeowners that got excited to sell. They wanted to sell, and then Zillow leaves them hanging because their house doesn't fit the perfect box inside of Zillow's box. But we found a way to tap into all of those breadcrumbs that they're leaving behind. And so that training I'm going to make available as one of the prizes this week. That's at least, like, no one inside that group is paid less than $30,000 to be there. And I'm going to make that available as one of the prizes this week. So that's a huge one. Okay. The next one is the SMB Field Kit. That's the Social Media Blueprint Field Kit. That's a water bottle plus a clipboard that has our step-by-step offer guide on it. And so what I do when I'm with sellers is I say, hey, Mr. Seller or Mrs. Seller, do you mind if I go through our step-by-step checklist to make sure I don't miss anything? And they always say yes. And it makes me look professional. It gives me guidance so I know what to say, when to say it, and how to say it. We're going to ship out that field guide pack to you to one of the winners this week, one of our prizes. Okay. And then the next one is this. We have a private money course that we just put on for our private client groups. These are the folks that pay the 30,000 plus. Private money. Who wants private money? Type private money. This is like money that you don't have to go to the bank and qualify for, money that you don't have to sign your personal guarantees for, money from a private individual to fund your real estate deals. Okay. We just did this for our private client group members, and we're going to give away that as one of the trainings as well. So type private money in the chat, and then make sure you're completing these homework items that I'm giving you. And we're doing drawings every day this week. Drawings for the folks that are active. They did the text, they registered with us, and they're showing up and they're present. We give them away during the live broadcast towards the end. Okay. And then the last training that we're going to give away is this. This is a really good one. It's called Garbage Leads into Gold. Okay. The title might not sound all that fancy, but what's happening right now is a lot of people, they just don't know how to talk to sellers. And there's a secret to it. We're going to go through it while we're together as I'm working one of the markets, and we work to flip a house together in one of the markets. But there's a certain way to talk to sellers. And a lot of people, they're burning through leads, and they have no idea what they're doing right and what they're doing wrong. And what I'm finding is that when we take those leads from them because they think they're useless, and we talk to them, it just happened literally last week. We had a professional home buying company call a whole bunch of leads. And they struck out. They didn't get anything out of the leads that they generated. Well, we took over the leads that were there. They'd already been touched by the professional that's bought a lot of houses, hundreds of houses. And we had one of our new team members, her name's Karma, call all those leads. And Karma converted a contract last week. She's been with us for 3 weeks. 3 weeks, she converted a contract last week. We literally got the seller signed contract, and we gave it to a buyer, and the buyer is already taken over the contract. So we're making money on that one within the next 2-3 weeks. Okay, so that's Garbage into Gold. We're going to give away that training too for being present here and showing up. Okay, cool. But you got to be fully registered. That's at 5dayflipformula.com. You got to be fully registered. Otherwise, we don't know that you exist. flip. And then you also got to text in to 941-265-8700. You got to text flip into that. Okay. Once you register, you get an email about that too. Okay. Make sure you're registered there. We are going at 9:30 a.m. Central Standard Time the next 5 days in a row. So Monday morning, Tuesday morning, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and I'm still going to do a bonus training for those that are gung-ho and really want to implement this stuff. I'm going to do a bonus training on Saturday at the same time, okay? 9:30 a.m. Central Standard Time, the next 5, maybe 6 days. That's the way that this is going to shake down, okay? Our VIPs, those of you that are VIP or you want to become VIP, we've got bonus days that are coming in, and we've got a live training for you directly following the session each morning. So regular session starts at 9:30. VIP will start immediately afterwards. We're going to email you a Zoom link for that. So watch your email, join that one on Zoom so that we can actually interact with one another. You can actually ask questions direct instead of just chat. We can do video back and forth. So definitely don't miss that. For those of you that are like, well, what is VIP, Nate? Here's what it is. It's a $47 upgrade. Literally, like, it's so dirt cheap compared to the value that's being brought. If for any reason you jump into VIP and it's not your thing after going through a couple sessions with us, we will refund your money so that we can let somebody else in, okay? VIP is awesome. It is absolute fire. I highly recommend, if you're like on the fence about that, highly recommend you jump into that. I'm bringing some of my best friends in this business. I'm bringing one of the guys that does monster commercial deals. His name's Mike Fritz. He's coming into this. One of the ladies that does virtual wholesaling, she's wholesaled over 300 properties, sitting in Chicago, buying up in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, never setting foot inside the properties. She's going to be there too. I've got a whole bunch of, I got a guy that's done 1,600 real estate deals, Chris Strickland, that's going to be there as well. You do not want to miss VIP. Like I'm giving a full push for that. Okay. That's at 5dayflipformula.com/all access. If someone could drop that in the chat for me, I would appreciate it. But that's 5dayflipformula.com/all access. Definitely join that. You're going to do fireside chats with me and the guests that I just told you about. You're going to have an extra hour with me every single day live on Zoom so that we can take what we've learned during the challenge sessions and then we can help you implement it. You can ask questions. I can help you really get that ball rolling in those sessions, okay? You've also get lifetime access to all the recordings from all the sessions. You get our quick launch REI calculator, and you get our quick launch playbook, which that thing alone, it's insane. It's got a deal flow chart, deal decision tree. Every single deal that we take through our system, our team uses these tools, okay? And then the VIPs within the next day, I probably got to do it tomorrow. I'm going to be drawing, or Melissa will, a winner of which market we're going to flip. So it's not too late to have your market considered. Tomorrow, I'd like to get to work on whichever market that is. So that's for our VIPs, okay? Cool. Now, a question that I get a lot is, Nate, why are you doing this? Why do you do this? You're already doing real estate. You've got a good business. You got your family. Why are you teaching us this? Here it is. And this is a totally selfish reason, but I'm going to be honest about it, okay? I want your properties. I want you to do well. I want you to share with me that you're out there winning and you're making money. And it gives me like this, it's almost like when your child, I've got a 7-year-old boy and I got a 8-month-old boy. It's like when your child takes a first step, or like my son, when he learned how to ride a bike, I was so proud. I saw that. And when that happens in your world, I get excited. I literally do. I get more excited about your deals when you get your first one done or your 10th one done, or you get a system to this. I get more excited about that than my own deals. Literally. Like my deals in our team, it's just an expectation at this point. But with your deals, like I just know the thrill. When you make that first $14,000 assignment of contract fee, like your world completely opens up this new paradigm. And I love seeing that. I love being part of that. But my selfish side is that I want your deals. The deals that you don't go find buyers for, the deals that maybe you need a little help with. If it happens to be in a market that I have buyers for, which I've got buyers in a lot of markets, I run a pretty big campaign on the buyer side. Some of you may have bumped into it already. And I want those deals, okay? I've got a company called Home Invest, and that company takes properties from sellers and gives them to buyers. My buyers are hungry, okay? So now you know. There's a way to do that. I will explain that in our time together. Most important, even if you don't want to give me your deals, you don't have to. There's no obligation to. Most importantly for you though, is that we teach you how to get this formula down. You only need 5 days. You don't need 2 years. You don't need 2 months. And anyone that tries to tell you that you need more, you probably ought to really dig in and see if they're doing stuff now, if it's like a real business for them, okay? I want to help 1,000 real estate investors this year, 2021, who are focused on the right priorities in life, who have the right values, who are actually going to help sellers. I want to help 1,000 of them, okay? And I want to see properties that make sense for us to gobble up in through our system too, okay? Now, the way that we're going to teach this is I'm not giving you 50,000 things to do. I hate those things. And it's actually a lot of the reason why newer real estate investors fail. Even some of the more veteran guys and gals, they fail because they go into overwhelm. They just get too much thrown at them. And I want to keep this simple yet profound. Type that in the chat for me, okay? The more you interact, by the way, back and forth, the more you will remember from this, okay? If you just sit back and like absorb, you'll forget half of it within a week. But if you're interacting, typing, you'll remember more of this, right? Simple yet profound. I will not BS you. I will tell you exactly what it takes to win, okay? I will tell you what it takes to win in this game. The success, the income, and the impact that you want, it's reserved for the people that finish. I cannot tell you how many people, they try something and they get really, really close to the finish line, but they don't know how close they actually are and they quit short of it. Don't be that person. Not this week. Not this week. This week, you're going to finish. This week, we're going all the way. This week, we're changing you and your business for your family's benefit for the future. This is the week. Don't stop short on me. I will not stop short on you. I am giving it my all this week. I promise you, in the middle of a move across the country, I've got a lot of stuff that I could be doing, but I'm here with you. And I want you to be the same with me. Jump all in this week, okay? Let me know in the comments why you're doing this. Why is it important for you to make real estate investing happen in 2021? Drop it in the comments, okay? I know what I'm fighting for. I'm fighting for my family and I'm fighting for you. I know that with total clarity. Do you know what it is? Is it your spouse? Is it your kids? Maybe it's your home. Maybe you want to buy a house in Florida next to me, right over there. Okay? I've made promises to you. What are you going to promise to yourself? Don't treat this as a dabbler type thing. Not this week. This week is all in time. And that's what I want to introduce to you, the folks that we've helped in this community, okay? We call them the Home Invest Tribe, HIT. They're all hits, the hit group, okay? Why would you ever on earth want to be part of the Home Invest Tribe? Why on earth? Here's why. I believe that the Home Invest Tribe, if you're flipping houses, the way that the Home Invest Tribe teaches, the way that the Home Invest Tribe does this business, I believe this might be your only shot. No joke. There's more and more people trying to get into this business. The Zillows of the world, the Open Doors of the world, they're buying like crazy. They are putting the pedal to the metal all the way down. They're just going nuts. And they're pushing the little guys like you and I out of the business. And I don't want that. No way. Not if you're going to do it the way that we do it here with the HIT group, okay? The Home Invest Tribe. If you're doing it this way stays cutting edge. This way helps people. This way bridges the gap and actually makes a difference in people's lives. And this is the only way that I know how to do this business. I would not teach you any other way. I will only teach you what we are doing in our business that's working right here, right now, okay? There is more opportunity right now for real estate investors than I've ever seen in my life before. I've been at this now for going on 15 years, 14 plus. And this is the most opportunity I've ever seen. But why are so many real estate investors failing right now then? It's like they're lost. They're looking for knowledge that's out there. Well, we have a path to help you overcome that knowledge gap. We have a path to help you grow your confidence. We have a path to help you understand where you fit in this real estate investing world right now. Because there's two things going on. There's an inner game inside of us, and there's also an outer game. That's the world, that's the market, the speed in which sellers sell, the speed in which buyers buy. We're going to help you see that. There's an inner game and an outer game that has to happen for you this week as well. If you're here just looking for some like hot marketing tip, it's probably not the right place for you. If you're a bad golfer, let's say, a new golf club's not going to help. A new swing technique is not going to help. A bad golfer needs a coach. Tiger Woods giving you his best club will not help you become good at golf. It doesn't work that way. I'm here to help you with the inside. I'm here to help you with the inside. I know what it's like to ask my wife to start cleaning houses to help pay for the bills. You might too. You might remember this story about David and Goliath. This is a true story. You can read it yourself sometime, but I'll give you the highlights right now. David, a young shepherd boy, was sent by his father Jesse to go bring some food to his older brothers who were on the battle lines. And when he showed up there, everybody was like cowering back in the barracks, so to speak, because Goliath, this giant monster that you see on your screen right here, Goliath was out there taunting everyone, saying, come and fight me, you weaklings. I will destroy you. And if I destroy one, then we win the war. If you destroy me, you win the war. So King Saul of the opposing side, of David's side, King Saul made an offer to all of his Israelite folks and said, hey, if anybody beats this giant, I will let you marry my daughter. You'll be part of the royal family. And you won't have to pay taxes. Your whole family will not have to pay taxes. And David heard this and he's like, holy cow, like I think I can beat this guy. And his older brothers were like, no, you're nuts. You're a shepherd boy. Like you're out taking care of sheep in the field. You're not a warrior. You don't even have battle gear. You've never even swung a sword. No, go back home. You go back home, David. David said, no. While I was out there taking care of the sheep, I also had to kill a bear. I also had to kill a lion. And I did it with my hands in this slingshot. I did it myself. He went to King Saul and said, I'm going to go beat that giant. And King Saul said, are you sure? You're just a boy. No. And David said, yes, I can beat that guy. And so David said, okay, well, at least you're going to put on my gear. So he gave him the breastplate, the big armor and the shield. He put on a big helmet. And he said, here's my sword, go into battle. And David tried to maneuver with this stuff. And he couldn't because he was too small and he had never practiced with the stuff. And he said, no, like King Saul, I appreciate it. But at the end of the day, like I know the weapon that God's given me. It's this slingshot. This slingshot, I've killed a bear. I have killed a lion. Like I'm going to use what I know to use. And I think for a lot of us real estate investors, you've probably been given King Saul's armor before or King Saul's sword before and pushed into battle with it. And it may be a good tool for King Saul, but it wasn't the right tool for you. And that's perhaps why things didn't go as you planned last time. That's perhaps why you didn't get the traction that you thought that you would. It's perhaps why you didn't get consistent deals coming to you. What you need, and this is my job to help you find it this week, is you need the slingshot. You need the slingshot that has precision for you. So David marches out on the battlefield. He picks up 5 stones. We're going to come back to that later this week, but he picks up 5 stones. He takes them. Goliath is over there saying, what? You send a boy? Why are you sending a boy? I will crush this boy. And David winds up. Goliath comes forward and David pulls out his slingshot pulls it back, fires. The rock hits Goliath right in the head, and the giant Goliath collapses. David runs over and takes his sword and uses Goliath's own sword to finish the job. He becomes a champion. He becomes a hero because he's using the tool that was right for him. I believe that this slingshot strategy, it's unique to people like you and I. It's unique to people like you and I. We want to use the tool that's actually going to get the job done for us. And I don't care what like any book you've read in the past or any other like techniques you've tried in the past that didn't work. I don't care about that stuff. Right now, we're going to use what's really working for us. And we're going to keep this super, super simple. But you have to have an open mind for the next 5 days. A really open mind. I don't want any like, Nate, that's crazy. That doesn't work. I don't want any of that stuff. Not here. Not now. Okay. Right now, what we're going to do together is we're going to flip a property together. We're going to do something that hasn't been done in a virtual setting like this. We're going to pick a virtual market together, and we're going to jump in and we're going to flip a property. Okay. God, please give me favor. No pressure, right? I'm not even starting today. We're going to start tomorrow on this, but you got to keep an open mind with this stuff. Okay. The other folks that maybe they gave you that armor in the past or that sword in the past, I don't think, by the way, that they did it with bad intentions. It's just that they gave you what they knew. They gave you what they thought would be best. Right now, you just have to find your slingshot. That's my job, okay? People keep struggling because they keep trying the old armor over and over again. And if Saul's armor doesn't fit, it doesn't fit, okay? So 2 reminders. Number 1, make sure you're going to play full out with us. Make sure you're eligible to win the prizes by coming to 5dayflipformula.com and registering. Make sure you've done that. Then we can email you the homework. We can email you the PDFs that we're going to be going through together. The second thing is make sure you've joined us on the text bridge. That's 941-265-8700. Okay, you got to be fully registered on both. Okay. The other thing is that if you want to invite someone else to this, I highly recommend it. I recommend everybody gets a challenge buddy to go through this with. And the way that you do that is you go to 5dayflipformula.com/live plus. And then you can get your invite code right there for your friends. And you guys go through together. Go through together on this. In fact, another way you can do this is you can tag your friend to this right now. If there's somebody that you want to go through this challenge with you, tag them right in the comments right now. Go ahead, tag them on here right now. Okay. That way there, you can go through with your business partner. You can go through with a spouse. You can go through with a friend. Okay. There's no cost for that. Have them jump on, have them learn, have them go side by side. So you've got a challenge accountability buddy. Okay. Bring them through. Okay. Then those that are still want a chance to get registered for VIP, highly recommend this. You go to 5dayflipformula.com/all access. We're picking someone tomorrow from VIP to start the work in their market. Okay. I'm not starting early. I'm not cheating or anything like that. I'm not going to like try to get a head start on you guys and start doing stuff tonight. We're starting tomorrow, literally. So we're going to pick the market together tomorrow in the VIP session. And then we're going to start the whole flip process together during that VIP session tomorrow. Okay. Additionally with that, like you get the fireside chats with my friends, the guy that's doing big commercial deals. You get it with the lady Kate, who's crushing it with the virtual wholesaling right now. You got Chris that's coming on. That Chris has done over 1,600 deals. Like you get access to them and to me during the whole duration of this. Okay. And that's on Zoom calls immediately following each regular session. Okay. So I've got one homework item for you. This is the very first thing for us to do. I want you to do this between today and the next 24 hours. Okay. And I want you to tag me inside the Facebook group when you do this. I want you to go live inside the Facebook group and tell everybody what you're fighting for. Tell everybody what's important to you. Okay. What are you fighting for? I've shared with you guys what I'm fighting for. I'm fighting for my family. I'm fighting for you. I want to know what you're fighting for. And I want you to tag me to that live stream. You can either do it after you're done or you can do it while you're posting it. I want you to tag me because I want to know. I want to know what you're fighting for on that live stream, okay? If you're like, well, Nate, I'm so afraid of video, you can type it. You can type it and post it. I'd prefer video because then I feel like I can actually get to see you and get to interact with you some, but you can type it too, okay? If you're totally deathly afraid of video, you can type it and tag me on it, okay? That's the first homework item. Tomorrow, we're going to get into leads. You want to know how we're generating leads right now? How we're making deals happen? Literally 3 of them last week came through our pipeline. 3 brand new deals came through our pipeline. You want to know how we're doing that? Tomorrow is the day. The next 5 days, we're going start to finish and we're flipping a property, okay? That's the next 5 days. Be here, 9:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. Type that in the chat just so you remember, 9:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. And I wish I could convey this to you. Like, just promise yourself this, that you will be here 6 days from now. Promise yourself that. Give yourself permission to rock this, to rock your business, to change your family's future. Give yourself permission to that. Promise yourself that you'll be here for the next 7 days. I wish I could convey this somehow to like show you what God has done with the blessings inside of our life. Like I probably will. Like I'm not a flashy person. I hate the folks that do that stuff. That's not me at all. But I want to convey to you like what it's like to live your life according to what you want it to be. I want to convey that to you. I wish I could like show you that it's when you get to travel, when you get to actually like go and get the house that your family really wants. You get to put your kids in swimming lessons after not having enough to pay groceries. Like those things, it's so good. And I want to make sure that you can see that and you can feel that. And I think that the shift can happen over the next 5 days. Okay. All right. You made the promise. Be here 9:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. I will be here. I will be giving it all. And I look forward to seeing you and your challenge buddy on the challenge. All right. Thanks. God bless. We'll see you tomorrow morning. Bye-bye.